All right, everyone, I'm going to work through some of the review problems and hopefully can help you figure out some that you might be having trouble with. There's also, remember, there's this box on every single question that'll help you solve. You can view an extra example, watch a video, refer to your textbook, send me an email this way, or you can print the problem out if you're having trouble with it and want to look at it on paper. Also, I have my calculator ready to go here on the screen. I have a blank sheet of paper where I can write some things out if needed. So we're going to start on this review and do a few problems, and then I can pick back up with once I get to, there's 26 problems on the review, so I don't know how many I'll get through in this first example. So we have a set of numbers here. It says to determine the domain and the range of the relation and tell whether the relation is a function. The first says what is the domain is, and they go ahead and open up these brackets, so no need for me to do that. So all I'm going to do, it says use a comma to separate answers as needed. Type each answer only once. So the domain will be the x values. So I'm going to put 3, and then I'll have a comma. 17 would be an x value. 43 would be an x value. There's no need for me to put 3 again, even though it's written here. And then 51. And I'm going to check that answer, and it tells me I got it correct. The next thing they want to know is what is the range. The range will be your y values. So starting with this first point, my range is 10. It's also -9 is in the range. I've already listed 10. It's used again. And then 5. And then it's used 5 again, but I don't only have to use it one time. That would be the range. The third question says, is this relation a function? The way that I know if it's a function or not, if any of the x values are repeated, it is not a function. So notice here I have 310, then I have 35, so no, this is not a function. So final check, that is correct on question number 1. Question number 2, given that g of x equals x minus 6 over x plus 5, they want me to find the following. So the first thing they want me to find is g of 8. Means plug in 8 for x. So it's x minus 6 over, let me look at that again, x minus 6 over x plus 5. So x minus 6 over x plus 5, now we plug in 8. 8 minus 6 on the top and 8 plus 5 on the bottom would be 2/13, and that does not reduce. So my answer for 1 would be, it's got an answer. See, my choices are does not exist, it's not a real number, but it does. And I'm going to choose this button here, which is a fraction. On the top, I'm going to put 2, and on the bottom, put 13. Whoops, it didn't take the 2. 2, 5, nothing is on the top. Once again, 2 over, that's not working, 2 over 13. This is probably what happens when y'all start typing on it and won't take your answers the right way. I need the 2 to go away. Okay. 2 over 13. There we go. Okay, nice work. The next one they want me to try is g of 6. So if I plug 6 into the top, 6 minus 6 on the top and 6 plus 5 on the bottom would be 0 over 11. 0 divided by 11 is 0. So for the next one, I'm going to put g of 6 equals 0. And that works. The next one is g of -5. So on the top, I'm plugging -5. That's -5 minus 6 on the top. The bottom, I'm plugging -5, -5 plus 5. So I have -11 over 0, which does not exist. You cannot divide by 0. So my answer for this particular one would be g of -5 does not exist. All right, and then g of -12.75. I'm going to do this one on a calculator. On the top, I'm going to put, remember if you hit alpha y equals, it makes a fraction. So on the top, I'm going to put -12.75. Look at the problem again. Minus 6 on the top. Minus 6 on the top. And then on the bottom, I'm going to put -12.75 plus 5. The bottom is x, the top is x minus 6. The bottom, this is hard to see for you guys to see, is x plus 5. And they told me that x is -12.75. When I do it, this is what I get. If you notice on the test, it says if you get an answer, which we did, type an integer or a decimal rounded 3 decimal places as needed. So let me round this. So that would be 2.419 is what I want to use. 2.419. Sometimes it tells you to make your answer a fraction. Sometimes it'll say round to the nearest hundredth. Sometimes it says thousand. Sometimes it says 3 decimal places. So you got to know what all of these things mean. All right. Well done. And the last one is g of x plus h. All right, so what we do for that one is where x is here, we put x plus h. So the top would be x plus h minus 6, and the bottom is x plus h plus 5. And this would be your answer. I know some people ask me about canceling these things out. You cannot cancel when you're adding. You can only cancel when you're multiplying. So the top, x plus h minus 6. I can type that in. So I need to go here, make a fraction. Fraction x plus h minus 6 on the top. And then on the bottom will be x plus h plus 5. And that gets question number 2. Question number 3 wants to know whether this is the graph of a function. An open dot would indicate that that point does not belong on the graph. Let's take a look. I'm going to make this a little bit bigger so you can see it. It looks to me, if one of these had been open, it would be a function. But this will not be a function because if I draw a vertical line straight through here, it's going to hit 2 points, this point and this point. If one had been open and one had been closed, my answer would be yes, it's a function. But because they're both closed, it would hit 2 points. My answer is no, that is not a function. All right, on to question number 4. Find the domain of the function. This is x plus 4 over 8 minus x. Let me come over here to show you. X plus 4 over 8 minus x. We talked about domain one day this week, but what we said was that the top, the numerator can be anything you want it to be, but the denominator is limited because x cannot be anything that would make this equal to 0 because we can't divide by 0. So in this case, x can't be 8 because 8 minus 8 would be 0. If you think about that on the number line, x can be all this stuff, and it can be all this stuff, all this stuff, but it can't be 8. So if I'm going to write that in interval notation, it will be from infinity to 8 and from 8 to infinity. This union symbol here is not a U, it's a union symbol. So make sure when you type it in that you're typing the union symbol. So I say parentheses from negative, here's your infinity key, infinity, whoops, I put it twice, to 8, and then union, this symbol is a union, from 8 to infinity. That should be the domain of this function. And that is correct. Let's see if I can do 1 or 2 more. Number 5, determine the slope of the line through the given points. Negative 7, 2. Come over here and jot it down. Negative 7, 2, and I think it was 2, negative 2, 4. Slope formula is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. For this particular problem, the top would be 4 minus 2, 4 minus 2. The bottom would be negative 2 minus negative 7. So the top is going to be 2. 4 minus 2 is 2. Negative 2 minus negative 7 is 5. So this line will be 2/5. You need to pause me, slow it down, back it up, whatever you need to do. I'm going to be kind of going fast, but you can always pause it and rewind and watch it again. All right, the slope is 2 over 5. All right, that is correct. We'll keep on going. Find the slope of the line containing the points. It says f of 5 equals 1 and f of 7 equals negative 8. The number in here, normally we say f of x, So this number in the parentheses is your x, and the number after the equal is the y. So what I'm doing here is if it says f of 5 equals 1, f of 5 equals 1, that means that's the point 5, 1. And then it says f of 7 equals negative 8. That means it's point 7, negative 8. So again, we're going to use this slope formula, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So it's negative 8 minus 1 on the top and 7 minus 5 on the bottom. So negative 8 minus 1 is negative 9. 7 minus 5 is 2. The slope of this line is negative 9 over 2. Negative 9 on the top, 2 on the bottom. Fantastic. All right, I'm going to pause right here, and then I'll pick back up with the next question.